Hi everyone, I hope you're in the best of your health. I'm Parish, a student of grade 7 at Beacon House Defense Ring Road campus, and today I will be talking about the consequences of COVID-19. The thought that really fascinates me is that we will never be going back to our old selves. This whole pandemic is painting the picture for a new world order, and I will be exploring this theme in my documentary. The term New World Order refers to a new period of history causing a dramatic change in the world political thought and the balance of power. I believe COVID-19 is a new world order as the world was very different before this pandemic, and as a result of this outbreak, the post-COVID-19 world is going to be a whole different story. Before COVID-19, we used to live carefree lives. We didn't think about the consequences. There was max consumption, a lot of deforestation, poor air quality, holes in the ozone layer due to global warming. Everyone had paying jobs. Countries relied on trade for resources, and we took health and hygiene for granted. We had forgotten about the difference between the things we needed and the things we simply wanted. The whole world seemed to rely on mass production and consumeration. The youngsters would often complain of not having enough time. The young adults would fancy a never-ending weekend. And the older generation wished for a time when all family could be gathered under one roof. And guess what? The lockdown due to COVID-19 actually puts us in situations that we fancied but never prepared for. This pandemic is overwhelming hospitals, demolishing commerce, restricting access to public spaces, straining digital infrastructure, intensifying mental health challenges, and forcing people indoors. Many people have lost their jobs, and people below the poverty line are the ones suffering the most. With the flight operations and shipments suspended, the self-sufficient countries were able to fight COVID-19 better, but the ones always relying on aid felt stranded. We all were shook when the picture of the teary-eyed Italian Prime Minister went viral on Twitter and Facebook with his words under it. We have lost control. We have killed the epidemic physically and mentally. Can't understand what more we can do. All solutions are exhausted on ground. Our only hopes remain in the sky. God rescue our people. They say there are two sides of a coin, right? So COVID-19 has brought its silver lining. The lockdown caused improvement in our environment. The air quality has improved. There is less pollution and less deforestation. Even the ozone layer has started healing. Some sources even claim the massive hole over the Arctic zone has now closed. The planet seems to be breathing as we fight for survival. I believe we should take advantage of this forced solitude and reflect on our actions. I was reading an article and I loved the fact that it highlighted that this is an opportunity to shape a better future and to create a better world. Now we know that we can survive without indulging in unwarranted luxuries. The countries need to become more independent in healthcare. The individualistic materialism has to take the back seat, and the mankind has to join hands for implementing a new school of thought. Brace yourself for the new world order. The apocalypse predicted in all religious texts will perhaps be brought by the pandemics and not raging armies. Let me conclude by referring to a 2015 TED Talk by Bill Gates. In his talk, he said that the world was not ready for the next epidemic. See for yourself.
Today, the greatest risk of global catastrophe doesn't look like this. Instead, it looks like this. If anything kills over 10 million people in the next few decades, it's most likely to be a highly infectious virus rather than a war. We're not ready for the next epidemic.
An observation that appears to have been proved correct in the past weeks. He said that the world needed to invest much more to increase testing and the production of vaccine and medicine. So yes, the post-COVID-19 world will require less emphasis on nuclear weapons, less haste for drilling out the last drop of crude oil, and slowing down the billion-dollar race to put first human on Mars. The nations need to refocus their energies on all the things the governments have been taking for granted. Let's take some time to reflect on which part of our pre-corona lives is actually worth going back to. Thank you.